Hello guys, Captain's Log, August 20th, 2021. Today's topic is a topic I've heard a lot of people be really interested in, and I'm excited to talk about it. That being that Chris Chan failed the love quest. Now, for those of you guys who are wondering, the love quest is something that Chris Chan set out to do in his early 20s, and his main goal was supposedly to find a girlfriend that would be with him forever. And yes, that is what he really thought, because if you watch his video where he addresses everyone, he says that you should stay with your first partner. So he intended to get a girlfriend, and then that girlfriend stay with him forever. And he's such a wonderful person, no one would ever want to leave Chris, so why would they ever even think about it? So Chris Chan had a set of criteria for this girlfriend. If you want to know all the criteria, you can check out my video on the attraction signs where we actually go over all of them. There's a lot of things that he requested, like them having a job, them not being autistic, that they have to be somewhere near his age range. There's a lot of things, and they were also supposed to be slim. And today we're going to be going over how Chris Chan failed. He completely failed that love quest altogether. Miserably failed. The only thing I can give him credit for is that he didn't break the no darkies rule. He never went after a black girl, so if Chris Chan comes out of jail, just break the last rule, Chris. You might as well. So the first thing I want to go over is that Chris Chan had a date. Now this date was fictional, like most things in Chris Chan's life. It was set up. It was mainly just so someone in a pickle suit could steal Chris Chan's girlfriend. This girl is Emily. And during Emily and Chris's date, Chris Chan actually tried to grope her and tried to kiss her, despite her telling him not to multiple times. If you listen to the Emily call that she had with Chris Chan and recorded it after the date, she confronts Chris on all of this shit, and he doesn't deny it, which means it most likely happened. So if Chris Chan ever did go on a real date, chances are he would grope the woman and try to harass her. Now let's move on to Casey. Same thing happened with Casey, shock of all shocks. Chris Chan repeatedly tried to grope her, despite the fact that she asked him not to. And if it was a real relationship to begin with, he also lied about who he was, which means that he wasn't honest in a relationship, which was also another criteria that he had for his love quest. He was willing to get a woman by deceiving them, which is not true, and it's not honest. So he failed with Casey as well. Let's talk about what happened with him and Ivy. I could talk about a bunch of shit that happened with him and Ivy, but I think the main thing is that despite Ivy being a woman who, as far as I'm aware of, wasn't really even that big of a troll, and despite her actually trying to help him throughout most of their fake dating, Chris Chan still cheated on her with another troll girl named Vanessa Hudgens, which he thought was the real Vanessa Hudgens, which you shouldn't even be shocked that he would think he'd be able to get the real Vanessa Hudgens. But yeah, he cheated on Ivy. So you can add that he would cheat on women too. He'd grope them, he'd sexually harass them, and he'd cheat on them if he actually had a real girlfriend. And now we're getting on to the bigger stuff involving the love quest. Chris Chan pointed out that he needed a girlfriend so that he could have true and honest sex, and that sex isn't good unless it comes from a true sweetheart. Well, Chris Chan thought that he was going to be going to jail. Very ironic now. So he decided to hire a prostitute. Hiring a prostitute is not part of the love quest. That was not what it was meant to be, Chris. Chris Chan failed the love quest so hard that he had to hire a prostitute so he wouldn't be sent to jail as a virgin. And then he hired her again too. So if Chris Chan wasn't broke all the time, he'd probably be continuing to hire prostitutes if he's able to find them at all. Let's move on to closer to the modern day. Chris Chan talked about how he wanted to marry his sweetheart. Well, Chris Chan recently did get married, quote unquote. It was the fictional characters, but yet again, you shouldn't be shocked. But none of the characters fit his criteria at all. One, they're all Sonichu. Number two, they are, some of them, like, one of them's a guy. So that doesn't fit the love quest thing. The whole point of the love quest was not being gay. One of them is significantly younger than him, which also breaks the love quest because they're supposed to be 18 or older to his current age. So another fail for the love quest. And they were all with other people too. So that also fails the love quest because they're not boyfriend free or girlfriend free in this scenario. So Christian being in the polyamorous relationship, that was a failure of the love quest. And now, moving on to what just recently happened. Christian met a girl named Fiona, and Fiona is someone who's actually obsessed with Christian. Fiona actually wanted to fuck Christian. Fiona would dress up like Christian, idolized him. She was a fangirl of his. This is what Christian waited for his entire life. Yes, she is significantly younger than him, but I'm pretty sure that she can consent. The only thing that breaks his criteria about Fiona is that she had autism, and maybe that's the reason why he wasn't interested in her in the end. And yes, you heard me, despite the fact that she was boyfriend free, despite the fact that she wanted to have sex with him, Christian was not going to be in a relationship with Fiona. He was going to have sex with her once and then dump her. Like, he told her that she would find someone else in college. This is someone who idolizes the guy, someone who actually genuinely likes him, and he rejects them. And now, worst of all, and I know you guys saw this one coming from a mile away, worst of all, Christian would go on to fuck his own mom. He cucked Fiona, who actually genuinely liked him and genuinely wanted to be with him and was genuinely going to have sex with him so he could fuck his mom. Christian epically failed the love quest. The love quest was a failure. It never got seen through to the end. The only time he had sex was when he was either paying them or raping his mom. It turned out terribly. And then, despite the fact that he met so many fake girlfriends that said they wanted to have sex with him, and he did all this shit for them, when one actually does want to have sex with them, he writes her off and doesn't even care and goes and fucks his mom. So, at the end of the day, Christian is near his 40s. He fucked his mom, he fucked a prostitute, and he never had a real girlfriend. The love quest was a failure, and I think it's safe to say that Christian's life was a failure. Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. I'm going to be doing more of these Christian discussions, so I hope you guys stick around. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.